Hello, this is Sherry, and welcome to Quirky Cat Crafts. This is, oh golly, I think part 6. It might be part 7. I'm not sure at this point, of my golf-themed mixed media mosaic. And you guys, I am sick, so I'm going to do the best I can here, so bear with me, okay? All right, so I'm doing a little bit of kind of finishing up stuff, getting ready to start laying it out. I spray painted the substrate and it's down in the basement drying. I did go with black for the paint color on it. So anyway, okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to restamp this guy. I mean, you guys remember I was not happy with him from the beginning. And when I looked at the stamp, I realized that there's quite a bit more detail than what came out on the finished product. Like, he's wearing 2 shirts. I couldn't even tell in this that it's 2 different shirts. So I want to restamp him. The other reason I want to restamp him is because I had mentioned that I was doing these glass cabochons, and I did the 4 cats' names, the 2 that have passed, Caddy and Divot, and then Chip and Putt, the 2 current cats that the recipient has. And it turns out that their spelling of Caddy, because you can spell it either way, either with a Y or an IE, but their spelling was IE. So my OCD was not going to allow me to have 2 different spellings of the same word on this mosaic. So I decided to change to, I don't know how visible this is going to be, but this says King of the Club. And so I'm going to do these words instead with this guy. So that is what we're going to do first. And he won't be destroyed or anything. He'll go into my, how I store my themed tiles. And at some point in the future, I'll do a golf mosaic and use him. So he won't be lost and forgotten. So, and then this is how the 4 cat words did come out. With the gold cardstock, gold glitter cardstock, and then the alphabet stickers. So I think they came out pretty good. All right, so we're going to set those aside. Yeah, I've kind of got a lot going on today, you guys, so bear with me. Okay, so I've already rolled out some more white pearl. And I've got my mini pad ready because those of you that watched the other video know that it didn't ink very well on the corners of his shirt. So, and I want to make sure I get good coverage. So, sorry if my head's in the shot. And I actually added some of the archival ink, re-inker, to this ink pad to make sure that we got good ink. And I'm not going to hardly press down at all on this because I don't want the deep impression like what I got last time. So I'm actually going to run it through the pop machine one more time. There's some air bubbles. That's better. All right, you guys, here we go. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Light pressure. Fingers crossed, you guys. I don't want to push too hard, but I want to make sure I push hard enough. Here we go. Seriously, with that corner of the shirt and the toes of his shoes didn't ink. Okay. All right. It's okay. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Just going to flip it over and do it on the back. Let's get a little more ink. And make sure I press a little bit harder where the corners of the shirt are and where his shoes would be. Here we go. Giving it just a little bit of a rock. Don't even think about it. No. One of my quirky cats is sitting here on the floor and he looks like he's about to jump up on the table, which he's not allowed up here, which is why he comes up here all the time. All right, let's see how this one came out. This is really frustrating me, you guys. Look at that. God dang it. This is really irritating. I don't know why this one isn't working very well. I'm about ready to scrap him completely and just use the other two, because this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We're going to give him a good clean and start over from scratch. So irritated. Paper towel. This is really frustrating. All right, you guys, we're going to try it one more time. And if it doesn't work, then we're going to say to heck with it, all right? I need some clean white clay. This is really frustrating, but it's also good that you guys see, wow, sorry, that you guys see the things that can go wrong. Okay. So frustrating. And totally serious, guys, if it doesn't work this time, we're just going to scrap him. We're going to take it as a sign that the crafting gods do not want him used on this project. So, wow. I mean, it's occurred before where, you know, things just don't come out the way you want it to. All right, ink it up again. It's a really wet ink pad. I added quite a bit of re-inker to this, probably too much. All right. Third time's a charm, right? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think it's good enough. I think that one's good enough. It's a little, but once I color it with the alcohol inks, it's a little faint there, but the line is there. So we're going to go with it. Boy, that was frustrating. It was really irritating, you guys. I was about to break out the non-rated G. Exclamations, I guess. All right. Yeah. Normally I'm sleeping at this time of day, but I did miss work last night for 2 reasons. The first being obviously because I'm sick. But the second reason being that the driver I meet up with comes out of Indianapolis. And they had like 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there. And that is enough to blow a truck over. So they didn't want to, he didn't want to drive in the high winds, and I don't blame him. And I was perfectly fine with staying at home. I just took another round of NyQuil and went back to bed. So, and then my boss called me, wanting me to go do pretty much a local load. And I pretty much answered the phone with the word no. And he's like, don't you tell me no till you know what the question is. And I was like, oh, okay, go ahead. And he's like, are you willing to? And I said, no. And I don't normally say no. If I'm needed, I run. But I felt like death warmed over yesterday. So a little better today. I know I don't sound it, but at least I could breathe through my nose. So, all right, king of the club. That's stuck really bad. And we're going to need to try and make that darker. If I mess up with the words after I finally got the guy pretty much decent. My head's going to be in here. Sorry, you guys. I got to make sure I line it up. All right, I'm happy with that. That's good enough. So, sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. Basically, I'm waiting for the next round of NyQuil to kick in, and then I'm going back to bed. But I got up to eat some soup and drink some juice, and then I do have quite a bit of things I need to get done today so that tomorrow I can get it laid out and get it glued. Because running out of time. So, all right, let's see. Okay, zoom back out a little bit. Okay. All right, so we're going to release. And so I actually think it's good that you guys see what things work and what things don't. Saves you from making the same mistakes. Sorry if my head's in the shot. The last thing I need to do is cut this all crooked and messed up after we worked so hard to get it stamped. Oh, no, I need to take some more off of that. So, but anyway, yeah, it was, I think almost 80 degrees yesterday. And today, this morning, we had snow. It didn't stick, but it was definitely snowing. And Opie, my informer cat, came to let me know that the sky was falling, and he was very upset about it. And that's probably the only reason I'm awake right now. All right. You guys, I'm so sorry. This is just... If I wasn't running out of time, I would not be in here right now. I would be in bed for sure. So there we go with him, and he's going to get rebaked. And then the next thing that I am going to do is... Okay. So I wanted to make some more. I was messing with laying out the project yesterday, and I wasn't happy with it. It just... I had all these different hodgepodge filler options, some of them that we made together and some of them that I pulled out, and I was all over the place, and I don't know. It just wasn't coming together. But so I decided I wanted to do this swirly stencil, and I'm doing it on white glitter clay. Okay. And so put the stencil on and give it a roll. You can use... So you got to make sure it sticks down because it's kind of bent. There, that's another spot that's bent. You can use paint either before or after baking. You could put paint on before, like we did with the yellow diamonds that didn't come out, but trust me, you can do it. I'm not lying. But with mica powders always needs to be before you bake. So this is clearance makeup kit that I got last Christmas. I showed it to you guys on a previous video. And I'm going to be using this color blue that says Dangerous, the Irony Green, and the Fave Green. I thought about using the ones that have the glitter, but I decided I wanted to go with kind of the matte finish. So I'm going to do these two greens and this blue. Now, this can go one of two ways. You can do each individual swirl a color. I would need a smaller brush for that. And like have this swirl be blue, this swirl be green, and so on and so forth. But you could also just go hit and miss, and it makes the swirls kind of different colors. So we're going to start with the bright green. And I'm getting some of it on the brush, and I'm just going to kind of hit and miss. Because you don't want the whole swirl to be a solid color necessarily. Let's do a little bit more. Okay. And then we'll go into the dark green. Getting some of that on the brush. Hit and miss again. Now remember that I told you that once you have mica powder on the clay, if you tried to put down a different color, it's not going to stick if there's already mica powder on the clay. So, okay. And then let's do some blue. And then I think I'm going to break out I've got eyeshadow kits that might have light blue as well. I'm going to give it a quick swirl here. Let me see if I have one with light blue. I do. Actually, I have a set of blues. All right. This is the clay. Am I even in the shot? Probably not. This is the clay. So I'm going to use this one. Okay. All right, let's see. Again, hit and miss. I feel like I need more dark green and more dark blue. Definitely more dark green. So let's get another round of that. I'm just kind of tapping it. I'll give it a swirl here in a minute. Definitely need more green in this area. And let's do a little more dark blue. And then after I bake this, I will do a coat of varnish on the top to seal it. Okay. What do you think, you guys? Should we see how it looks? I think we should. All right. And here we go. Wow. What do you guys think? I think that came out pretty cool. Okay. I'm going to give the stencil a quick wipe with a baby wipe. Best we can. All right. Set that aside. Running out of room over here again. Okay. Now, the glitter clay is Primo. So, oh wow, where did that come from? Oh no, you guys. That's a dried up piece of paint from a previous time I used that stencil. I got it. Told you in the last video. Straight pins are your friend. Okay. I'm going to cough, you guys. I'm sorry. All right. So now we're going to release it from the clay. And, oh, I didn't finish that sentence. So it's Primo, so it should cut after baking pretty well. Seriously. All right, I'm going to turn the cutting board. Here we go. Gotta be smarter than the clay. Usually I am. Sometimes not so much. All right. So, I'm going to trim. I'm debating whether I want to do my 1-inch strips out of this. Or whether I want to just bake it as a whole sheet. Probably going to bake it as a whole sheet, I think, you guys. I think so. So, wow, that got all distorted. That's okay, though. I can fix it. I can fix anything. Okay. Yeah. I definitely think we're going to bake it just as a sheet, and then I can cut out pieces that I need. What do you guys think of that? Do you think it's pretty? I think it's pretty. I do indeed. You can also use that stencil on black clay with the mica powders. I've also done it on white clay with paint. And that came out pretty well as well. Pretty well as well. Wow. Oh my, you guys, I'm just, I don't even know. I don't even know today, you guys. So I was running a little bit of a fever yesterday, low grade. It was like about right at 100. So yeah. So as soon as I confirmed I wasn't working, I induced a NyQuil coma. All right. So there is that. And put it on my tile for baking. And we'll go ahead and put it in the toaster oven, but I'm not going to turn the toaster oven on yet because it's noisy. So I'll turn it on before I go back to sleep. Okay. So get rid of the rest of this clay, put it back in the bag. And then there's a few other things I want to do. Some of it, I'm going to do all of it, and some of it I'm just going to, I don't know. Okay, don't need the cutting board anymore, so. And making room to work. Okay, all right. So then the next thing I want to do is I have these stickers that I got from Dollar Tree. I actually ordered by the case. They had several different color schemes, but this is the blue one. And I was looking at these. There's these round ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. There's like 6 round ones. But I pulled out 4 of the 1-inch square mirror tiles. And these are pretty much going to fit right on the mirror. And so I thought that would give something different visually to look at. I'm just wiping the dust and the fingerprints off with my shirt. So, but yeah, this is primarily blue and gold and white. So, again, I never know what I'm going to use till I get going, but I think I might use this. So, all right, let me take a look here and see what we got. 1. Definitely want to use this one. And these are sticky enough, and they're also kind of translucent. So when the light hits the mirror, this is going to be cool, you guys. I didn't even realize that these are kind of see-through. So, all right. So I'm not going to do a drop of glue. I'm going to stick it directly to the mirror. And then the light shines through, hits the mirror, and then comes back and almost backlights it. That is really cool. I didn't even realize that. All right, next one. I think this one. Is my head in the shot? Sorry if it is. Okay, let's see. This one. And I'm using the round ones just because it made me think of golf balls, you know. And because there are some on there that have like the triangle patterns and diamond patterns, but I feel like I have enough of that going on, especially when you see what I'm going to do next. So, all right, one more. So yeah, so I bought these by the case at Dollar Tree, so I have 30 of them. And they're going to last me for a while. That is for sure. There we go. So those are just a couple other variations of filler tiles that I can use. And I'm going to put those in. I've got a basket right now that I'm putting all the done tiles in so I don't lose track of them. Okay. All right. So then the next thing I want to do is I have a bunch of these. They're just plain white. Actually, that looks like it might be white glitter clay. I'm not sure. That I had made an impression with a stamp that was like the Harlequin diamond pattern. And I went back and got out my the markers that I had used on the stamped tiles. And I'm going to color some of these in. So we'll start with the big one. Let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows, and I have 5 colors. So let's start with the yellow. I want to do yellow in the middle. So I'm just using the alcohol ink markers. I'm not going to do all these for you guys because that would take forever. I'm just going to do one so you can see. And then I'll go off camera to do the rest. So you don't have to hear me coughing and sniffling. And then when it's done, I'll go back with a gold pen and fill in the, possibly, I might just leave them white, actually. I may not even do the lines in gold. I might just leave them white. Okay. So I've got dark blue, dark green, light blue, light green. And I kind of want the dark colors on the edges on this one, I think. So, do this side the dark green. And I don't have to do every color. I could just do 2 colors and alternate. But I'm just feeling like doing them all. So there's the dark green. And then I'm going to do dark blue. Now that I'm looking at it, I probably should have went dark, dark, and then light, light on the edges. Too late now, though. I might do that way on the other ones. That's what I get for not planning it out. I told you guys I don't plan before I do. Oops, I went a little over the line on that one. Nothing I can do about it. But, you know, these are all handmade, so they're not, you know, they're not produced by a machine. They're not all going to be perfectly perfect. So that gives it part of its charm. And then I think I'm going to do the light green here and the light blue here. So that is what I'm feeling. Getting the ink flowing. So, oh, I totally forgot I was filming. Look, I got blue on my fingers, so I need to be careful to not transfer it to other areas of the tile. Yep, my NyQuil's kicking in for sure. Okay. And then we're going to do the pastel green on the other side. Oops, that's the wedge edge. Wedge edge. I cracked myself up. I tell you what, you guys. I don't know. When I got back to the yard yesterday morning, and there's a little black and orange tortoiseshell looking cat that she looks just like her mom, and her mom was named Monet. Not by me, by the other driver. And Monet has since disappeared, and that's the hard part. The cats come and go, and you just don't know what happened to them. But how's that look, you guys? I'm right. It should have went dark, dark, and light, light. Should we do another one? See how it looks? I think we should. Let's do another one. Anyway, so we, myself and the other driver that feeds the cats, we were calling her Mini Monet because she looked just like her mother. And then I just started calling her M&M. And honestly, now I just been calling her Mama. And she comes running when when I just say Mama, and she comes running. And I'm pretty sure she's pregnant. And I can't catch her. I mean, she's getting better to where, like, if she's eating, I can sneak in a pet. And she will throw me the most epic kitty WTF, why are you touching me look. But she doesn't, like, swipe at me or try to bite me or anything. But so I could probably get a hold of her scruff. But then if I missed it, I don't think she'd ever come near me again. And then there's also the problem of not having anywhere to take her. They're just, all the cat rescues are full to overflowing. And so they would just either put her to sleep or abort the kittens and spay her. And I'm just like, well, at least on the yard she's got a chance. I mean, I can only do what I can do. I can only do so much. But yeah, she was rolling around on the ground and was sprawled on her back, and I could see her little tummy area moving. So I know she's got at least 1 or 2 kittens in there. She's so teeny tiny that I think she had kittens one other time, or at least a kitten. She did have a little black one roaming around with her for a couple of weeks. And then I haven't seen it again. Disappeared. And so I'm sure somebody caught it and took it home and gave it a good life. At least that's what I choose to believe. Because unless I have evidence to the contrary, that's what I'm going to go with. So, but yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks better, I think, with the dark. And then go to the light on the edge. So yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, you want variety. You don't want the same thing on the mosaics over and over again. Sorry, I'm jumping back to mosaic conversation now. You don't want the same thing over and over and over again, but, it needs to play. Everything that you're doing needs to play off each other so that, that your eye wanders around the piece, and it just, like, the way my sister-in-law describes it is, she's like, every time you look at it, you see something that you never noticed before. And that's, to me, the ultimate compliment on a well-placed, what, baby? A well laid out mosaic. So, what, honey bun? Opie, you're okay. I know. Tell me all about it. Opie's griping because Garfield's already up on the futon, and even though there's plenty of room for both of them, that's what he's griping about. Even then, there's also 2 chairs and a cat tree over there. And that's just in this room. That doesn't even count the rest of the house. So I don't know what he's griping about. So there's those 2. Just to give you an idea. Actually, either way is good. But I think I like that one better. So they set this aside for right now, but that is what I'm going to be doing on the rest of these. I just pulled a few different sized ones. Like 3 of this size, 3 of that size, 3 of this size, and 3 of this size. Well, I'm wrong. I've only got 2 of that size. And I've got 4 of that size, but whatever. Anyway, so I'll do the rest of those off camera. Okay. So the other thing I need to do is to glue the buttons and metal charms to the tiles with the Glossy Accents by Ranger. So we'll go ahead and do the golf club first. Just unclogging the bottle. All right. All right, I'm just going to put a little bit down. It doesn't take much. And I don't want it oozing. Why am I going to put the lid on? I'm going to use it again. I don't know, because I'm sick and I'm on NyQuil and my brain is all foggy. So there's the golf club. So just putting a little drop of glue in each of the 4 holes where the prongs were. And this, you guys, this glue holds really, really well. It does not take much at all. It really doesn't. So, but like I said, it's after you bake, buttons or charms on the clay, they do pop out or pop off really easy. So even if it seems like they are pretty secure, like this feels pretty secure, but you don't want it to pop off on the recipient at some point in the future. That's not a good thing. So I go ahead and pop it out and add the glue and pop it back. That's a lot of popping, isn't it? I'm sorry. So this is how I make sure that, because I actually had that happen where, you know, I've made one for somebody or someone's ordered one, and then when they get it in the mail, sometimes these things have popped off. And so, better safe than sorry. Alright, so I think you guys get the idea on that. So I think we're going to say that's it for this one. I'm going to finish these up real quick, and then I'm going to go back and lay down for a little while and let the stenciled filler tile sheet and the new golfer guy bake. And then next time when I come back, I think we're going to be ready to start laying it out and gluing it down. So that'll be next time. And like I said, I have no idea what number video this is. Might be 6, might be 7. I don't know. Whatever it says in the title, that'll be correct. So in the meantime, I hope you all are having a good weekend. And until next time, thank you so much for watching.